Всем привет, с вами Машка, и мы продолжаем играть в Игру Престолов. В прошлый раз у меня выключили свет, и мне это помешало записать нормальную серию, но надеюсь, в этот раз такого не будет. Земли Форестеров, Королевский тракт. Хрюша. Пойдем. Мышь, чтобы осмотреться. Сейчас посмотрим. Кровь. Свежая.
Fresh.
Так, свежая кровь. Блин, кого тут убили? Хрюшенька. Бедная Хрюша. Ее-то, похоже, и убили. Ну, пойдем. Тут можно быстрее ходить. Это хорошо. Посмотрим на телегу. Что же это за телега такая? Тут разбойники были, что ли, какие-то?
That's father's car.
Отца? Я слышу смех чей-то. Неужели что-то сделали с отцом? Бедная свинка.
Move along, boy. There's nothing for you here.
Father.
I said
Отец.
move on. Unless you want to get fed to the fucking pigs.
I'm going to kill you.
Что вы
Is
сделали
that
с отцом,
so?
уроды?
You can try if you like. And then we'll feed you to the pigs.
Get off my land.
This is Bolton land now, boy. Lord Bolton is the new warden of the north. I reckon he'd like a proper lordly sword like that.
No.
Нет, отец, не умирай.
I'll have that sword, boy.
Попробую, ага.
Fuck you.
Вот так вот лучше. На! Блин, ну что ж калашок-то такой, парниш?
Finish this fucking pig farmer. Pathetic.
Вилы, топор. О,
You really are a pig.
это мое. На, получи. Неплохо. Так. Хватай меч быстрее! Ой! Ой! Е, все. Ой, больно как ему ноге, а?
Mercy, please, I beg of you. I have a family. They'll never
У
survive
меня,
without
блин,
me.
тоже была
I
семья.
have no quarrel with you. I was only following orders.
Но месть это плохо. Не знаю, права я или нет. Может быть, меня кто и осудит, но...
Thank you.
Может, он правда просто выполнял
Lord
приказ.
Whitefield will see you hang for this. That
И
much
так
I
одного убили.
promise.
И так одного убили, и это не очень хорошо. Нет, отец.
Father?
Garrett, you survived.
Ой, сволочи, а. Гады.
Oh,
Сестра?
she hid.
У меня еще сестра была. Маленькая. Вот уроды.
I tried to stop them.
I'll kill the men who did this.
Но одного ты уже убил. Железный холм. Крепость дома Форестеров.
It's Garrett! Get the Castellan! Tell him his nephew survived!
Garrett!
I was too late. They were already dead.
Bring the Maester! Meet us in the Great Hall! Quickly!
Two Whitehill soldiers?
And a Bolton. They killed my family. And for what?
Ну, кто
My
знает.
sister, she was only 8 years old.
8, бедняга.
This never would have happened with the Starks in power. It's unimaginable. Unacceptable. You have my condolences.
Thank you, Maester.
Да. Соболезную тут. Если бы ты мог исправить, хотя этого никто не может исправить.
The blade cut deep, but I should be able to save your leg.
Но это хорошо.
Your justice was swift. Some will call it vengeance. No doubt the Whitehills will claim it was murder. It was your family. I can't say I would have done any different than you.
It was justice.
Да,
They
я
got what
вершил
they
правосудие.
They did indeed. We can't let the Whitehills just walk all over us. These maggots ought to help prevent infection.
Личинки?
Hold the wound open for me, would you?
Ой, это больно. Ай. Ой-ой-ой. Ой. Ой, фу. Фу, какая гадость.
These are dark days, I fear. To lose the lord of the house and the eldest son through such a despicable act of treachery and betrayal. Greater houses than ours have fallen in times such as this. The late Lord Forrester was a good man. And poor Roderick. A serious man, but he would have made
Наш
a
дом не
good lord.
пойдет.
Our house will never fall.
By the gods, let's hope you're right. The future of this house is in Lord Ethan's hands now.
Ethan?
Although he is young and altogether unprepared to lead.
Что же это за лорд Итан? Сын его, что ли? Хотя
Ой.
старший сын умер. Что, еще один?
This might
Младший?
hurt a bit. Hold this for me, will you? I understand from your uncle that Lord Forrester saved your life.
He did.
Rather odd, though, that he chose to save you, his squire, and not his son Roderick.
Это было, ну, нереально, я думаю.
Not that Roderick couldn't handle himself. He was as good with a sword as any man I've seen.
Roderick had already fallen. There was nothing we could do.
Although I'd imagine Lord Forrester would sacrifice himself to save anyone from his house, high or low. Lady Forrester will be here any moment now. I'd like you to walk for me first, to see if you can put any weight on that leg.
Ну, давай походим.
Go on. Don't stop now. It's better to let the blood circulate.
Что ж, пойдем пройдемся. Давай начнем отсюда, откуда-нибудь. Здесь ничего нет. Пойдем посмотрим на окно. Пошли.
The Ironwood Grove.
Роща железностволов. Да, нам показали, конечно, эту рощу. Показали окно. Ну ладно. Щит.
An ironwood shield.
The strongest wood in the known world.
Самая прочная. Да уж, у нас таких явно нету. Хотя, кто знает, может, что-то подобное есть. Везде деревья изображены. Это якобы деревья железностволы, да, такие? Ну ладно. Довольно быстро ходит с этой ногой. Ну чё? Гобелен, посмотрим. Кто там у нас? Угу. Эшер.
Asher.
Кто это?
Exiled to Essos, unfortunately.
Брат, может, какой-нибудь. Талия и Итан. А вот он, лорд Итан. Да, что-то он больно молоденький.
Talia and Ethan. I suppose Lord Ethan now.
Да, очень молоденький что-то. Мира,
Мира.
сестра, что ли?
Still in King's Landing, I suppose. Although, I wonder if they'll bring her home.
Это старшая сестра или сестра самой леди Форестер, интересно?
Lady Forrester. She's always been kind to me. Treated me like I was a Forrester myself.
Это хорошо.
Ryan. Never easy being the fourth-born son.
Младшенький, значит. То есть у него было 3 сына. Вот этот умер, Родрик. Потом Итан, я так понимаю, дочь Талия. И вот сын еще младший. Нифига себе, у него детей еще. Вот эти двое, непонятно кто. Лорд Форестер.
It was an honor to squire for him.
Да, хороший был.
Gregor the Good. Roderick. He was our best warrior by far.
Блин, Родрика жалко, капец.
I may be mistaken. You do seem able to put weight on it.
Посмотрим на лекарство. Ведро. Посмотрим. Личинки. Фу. Дотронуться. Фу, я бы не стала это
Rather
делать.
cute little creatures, aren't they?
I guess.
Да уж очень. Наимилейший просто. Ну, бинтики. Это мне понадобится. И он мне так просто отдаст их? Ну, спасибо. Травы.
This might help.
Хорошо. Ну что ж, я вроде все.
No, you see there? You're limping again.
I'm fine, really.
Да не, ничего не хромаю, не надо мне тут. Он придумывает. Ну что ж, я, похоже, все осмотрела. Давай поговорим. Еще поговорим.
Does your leg feel weak?
No. I just wanted to ask you.
Так, кто лордом? Ну понятно, почему они нас
Why did the
ненавидят.
Whitehills hate the Forresters?
I think it's safe to say the feeling is mutual. There's been enmity between the two houses for as long as anyone can remember. I don't doubt someone killed someone, which led to more killings of someone's, and then, well, here we are.
Ну ясно, один за другим, за третьим и все. Они претендуют на рощу.
Forrester Ironwood.
They'd take it all if we'd let them, especially now with the Boltons in power, and proceed to clear-cut every last inch of it until there's nothing left, just as they've done before.
Да уж. Ну все, можно мне идти?
Can I go now?
I believe your leg will be fine. Only time will tell, but... Lady Forrester.
О. И ее
Welcome
дочка
home,
Талия.
Blunt. We're all relieved to know you survived.
Талия,
Thank you,
блин.
my lady.
Talia
Имя,
asked
конечно,
to see
такое.
you.
Garrett, I heard what happened. Is it true? Your family... I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Много кто умер за
Off to bed
первое
now.
время.
Hurry on. Garrett was just telling me how valiantly Lord Forrester fought to the end,
О да.
even when all was lost. I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know.
Он был
He
героем.
was a hero, my lady. The bravest man on the battlefield by far.
Yet he was unable to save his own son.
You were with Roderick, no? I'm sure it was chaos and confusion, but if you can remember anything...
I'm sorry, my lady. Nothing could be done to save
Его
him.
нельзя было спасти.
He was House Forrester's best.
This has been so incredibly difficult for us. especially the children. But I was told you were the last to see my husband alive.
Yes, my lady.
I know it may be difficult to remember, but if I may ask, was there anything he said?
Any last words before he passed?
Нет, Северную Рощу не
If you can
буду.
remember.
Давайте сделаю приятное.
Said he loved you.
That's very kind of you to say. You have the Forester's sword.
Ethan should have it, now that he is Lord.
Ну,
Lord
это
Forrester
понятно.
asked me to return it to the house. He said this is where it belongs. With his family.
Thank you, Garrett.
Of course, my lady.
It demands a response.
It's too dangerous, especially now.
Now is the time to prove our strength.
I'll be sure it's given to Ethan.
Спасибо.
Duncan, this was our land. They were our people. Your family.
Это мой дядя Дункан, что ли?
I share your outrage, Sir Royland. I do. But now is not the time to provoke the Whitehills. Not with Ramsay Snow coming to see us bend the
Ramsay
knee.
The
Snow.
hell with Ramsay Snow, the
Кто
bastard.
это?
Garrett, you understand what this means. You killed a Bolton, and Ramsay Snow will want his retribution.
We're the ones that should be demanding retribution.
Блин,
This
они убили
happened
мою
on
семью.
Forrester land.
They killed my family.
And they'll pay for what they've done. That much I promise. But now is not the time for vengeance.
If not now, when?
We have to be smart. Ramsay Snow will be here within the week.
And what would you have us do? Nothing.
I would have us use our heads while they're still attached to our shoulders.
Garrett has lost as much as anyone else within these walls. Maybe you can talk some sense into your uncle.
Garrett's suffered enough already. You
Все-таки
ask too
нужно
much of the
действовать
boy.
My
разумно.
uncle's right. We need to be smart.
Smart. Eddard Stark was smart. And look where that got him. So, what's to be done?
Кто знает?
Ultimately, it will be for Lord Ethan to decide.
He's
Да
just
уж.
a boy who can barely hold a sword. He knows nothing of how to lead men.
He is the lord of this house, and he needs our help. It's bad enough the Boltons would have us bend the knee and swear fealty. But now, this. I'll accuse you of murder, and us of protecting you.
The boy was just defending
Фигово.
himself.
I'm not faulting him for what he did.
I'd have done the same, as any man.
Это было не убийство, я защищался.
It was justice.
Ну
Not
ладно.
in their eyes. It's just the excuse Ramsay Snow would need to put us to the torch and kill us all.
I'd like to see them try.
Они оба
I'm
правы.
afraid it's a risk we cannot take, which is why you cannot stay.
Уйти?
Cannot stay. Duncan, the boy has suffered enough.
Куда я
But,
пойду?
but where would I go?
The one place beyond the reach of even House Bolton.
Куда?
You're sending him to the wall. The boy's done nothing wrong.
Not in the eyes of the Boltons.
Ну, дядя.
I'm afraid it's the only solution.
Ну, мое место
Especially now,
здесь.
when the house is so vulnerable.
Uncle, my place is here. Who would defend the house? You said we need men who can fight.
There'd be nothing we could do to protect you. To stay would bring destruction upon us all. I know that's not what you want. I know it's difficult to understand. But you must think of the house.
Ну ладно.
I'll do what's asked of me.
I know it doesn't seem fair, but it is what's best.
That settles it then.
You can have my horse, and I'll see you have plenty of food. But we haven't much time. The Whitehills will come looking for you. Were it up to me, I'd gladly drive a sword through Lord Whitehill's heart if given a chance. I would. And God's willing, someday I will. But for now, I have House Forrester to consider first. I know you want to stay, but Lord Forrester would be proud that you're putting the interests of the house ahead of your own. Many of Lord Forrester's best men have volunteered for the war. His own great uncle was a ranger
Ну,
with the
кроме
Night's Watch.
меня... Ой, кроме тебя у меня
You're
никого
the
не
only
осталось.
family I have left.
In my heart, I know I'll see you again.
I've been waiting for the right moment to tell you.
What?
Северная роща не должна
Lord
быть
Forrester
потеряна.
asked me to give you a message. He said, the North Grove can never be lost.
Sorry, you caught me by surprise. It's not often discussed, if ever.
Где находится Северная роща?
Where is the North Grove?
That I cannot say. Not yet, at least. Most don't even know it exists. They think it's just a myth made up by wildlings and fools, and it's better kept that way. You haven't told anyone else, have you?
Нет.
This is important, Garrett.
Of course not. I told no one.
Я вроде
Well
ничего не
done.
говорила никому.
Lord Forrester was right to put his trust in you. From this day forward, this will be our secret. But soon, I may need your help. But I can't say anything more just yet. Just know the North Grove may very well be vital to the future of this house.
Ну ладно.
But don't breathe a word of it to anyone at the wall. Become a ranger if you can. It will help. Iron from ice.
Железный язык, да?
Iron from ice.
Remember, you represent House Forrester. Your actions at the wall will reflect the honor and dignity of the house.
Ты будешь мной
make you
гордиться.
You already have.
Garrett, wait!
Ну давай возьмем кулончик. Амулетик какой-то.
Be safe.
Буду. По крайней мере, очень постараюсь себя беречь. Хорошенькая девчонка такая, миленькая.
Ethan? Ethan!
Вот сидите. Итан Форестер, лорд дома Форестеров. Вот он, какой мальчишка. Озорной.
I couldn't find him. Could you?
Че, в прятки играете?
He hides too well. And if he was smart, he would reveal himself.
I don't like this game anymore. Maybe something happened to him.
Ethan's fine.
Бедный малыш,
He's just
испугался.
forgotten this is a game.
You found me! Well done, Ryan. Don't worry. It's just a game, Ryan.
Stupid game. I don't like it.
Чу.
He was worried you were gone.
I thought we'd never find you again.
I'm right
Бедняжка.
here. And I promise, I'm not going anywhere.
I wish Mira was here. And Asha. And Roderick.
I do too. But Mira's in King's Landing
Can't
and...
she come home? I don't want her to die too.
Ryan, she's perfectly safe, I promise you.
I don't want Garrett to die either. Maester Ortengrin said he got sent to the wall.
Да, Гаррет не должен погибнуть.
I'll miss Garrett. He was nice.
Гаррет
Garrett
сильный.
is strong. He can take care of himself.
No one will tell me what Garrett did, but it must have been serious. I heard Duncan and Sir Royland talking. They said someone will come here looking for revenge.
Everyone's worried about you, but I'm not. I know you'll protect us.
Who said they're worried about me?
Well, Sir Royland for one. He says you can't fight very well.
Ну, спасибо.
And he calls you a milksop.
Ха-ха.
Sir Royland forgets himself.
Он
He doesn't
недооценивает
know
меня.
me or what I'm capable of.
What does milksop mean?
I don't know. But I know it's not good.
Ну да.
Ethan, you should let Sir Royland teach you how to wield a sword. Like a man. He taught Roderick and Asher, and he even showed me how to fight. Properly, I mean.
A lord should know how to fight.
Do you remember when we were younger? When we all used to play here? You, me, Roderick, Asher. We'd all be out here for hours.
Yeah. Where was I?
You weren't born yet.
We had so much fun. But then, well, then everything changed. Roderick became so serious, the Lord in training, and he
Ну, а
never
что
smiled
делать?
anymore.
Так надо.
Asher just got angry at everything. Promise me you won't be like that. Please, just be you. I like you the way you are.
Он теперь лорд.
I know a
Нельзя
lord
быть
has
всё
many
время таким.
responsibilities, but you don't need to be like them.
Возможно,
I
придется.
may have to change.
I'd rather have my brother than a lord.
I'll have to have both, I'm afraid.
Не всегда же быть маленьким мальчиком, раз лорд
Since
теперь.
you're the new lord, you can do anything you want.
I suppose.
Everyone will have to do as you say. So I could have all the sweets I want.
If only it were that simple. It would be nice if someone did what I wanted for once.
Ну, нельзя так
You have
просто
to
валять
understand.
дурака.
Being Lord is a great responsibility. I can't just fool around.
Thank you for that, Roderick.
Я не рад, Рик.
Lord Ethan, you're needed in the Great Hall at once. Quickly, on your feet.
What's the matter?
Lord Whitehill has arrived, unannounced and certainly unexpected. He's come demanding justice.
Can't he meet with Duncan? He is the Castellan.
Stay with us. Please, Ethan.
He's demanding an audience with the Lord.
Если надо,
He
значит
really must go.
надо.
It's your decision. You are the Lord.
If I were lord, I would command Ethan to stay with his family.
Fine. If that's what's required of me.
Very well then.
Нельзя же быть все время маленьким мальчиком, раз на него такая доля упала. Тяжкая. Быть лордом. Это не так просто. Простите, ребят.
They showed up unannounced. Lord Whitehill is in a lather. I assume you explained to Lord Ethan why they're here?
Business with Garrett. I told him.
Lord Whitehill knows Garrett is a squire to this house. Or was, I suppose.
Was. It makes no difference. The Whitehills were clearly in the wrong, so don't give him any satisfaction. Out there, you were decisive and firm. Now do it again with these bastards.
Let's not do something rash. Things are bad enough as it is.
Что мне ему
What should I say
сказать?
to him?
Tell him and his men to leave.
Now is not the time to anger Lord Whitehill any more than he
Злить
already
нехорошо,
is.
да.
He's got 5 times as many men, and the backing of House Bolton.
All the more reason to stand up for ourselves. Only cowards and dead men.
Ну, все же, смотря как он будет себя вести со мной. Наверняка как с мальчишкой просто. Ну, я лорд. Итан лорд.
Lord Ethan, is it? My condolences for your father and brother. The late Lord Forrester was no friend to me or my house.
Просто пожмем руку.
My only regret is I wasn't there to drive the dagger into his heart myself.
Козел.
I've been waiting for this day all my life. The
Он умер
Forresters
как
finally
герой.
get their due.
My father died a hero, fighting for the North against traitors, oath breakers.
Aye, and look where that got him. And no bread and salt. What kind of fucking house receives a lord with no
Да не пошел
fucking
бы
bread
ты.
and salt? You bloody amateur. No courtesies. I should have expected as much.
Calm
Успокойся.
yourself, old man.
You little fuck! That's how you talk to a lord? You Forresters have shit on us for generations. Well, now the Starks are no longer around to have your back, are they? We're the power in the North now.
Roose Bolton is the Warden of the North.
Aye. And we've been his bannermen for 5 fucking centuries. You cunt.
Да как ты разговариваешь?
Lord Ethan, you're losing control of this.
We all serve House Bolton now.
I'm not finished. Maybe if you hadn't been so fucking greedy with the ironwood, things would have been different between us.
You squandered your share.
Our share was taken from us. We had no fucking choice but to harvest what was left.
What is it you want, Lord Whitehill?
А, вот она, горшок, блин, ходячий.
Your man, the squire. We were minding our own business, keeping the king's peace, as his lordship here
Он
said,
напал.
when your man attacked us for no reason.
Hear that? Attacked for no reason.
Вы убили
No
его
reason.
семью.
You murdered his family.
Then you admit it was your man who killed my men. And a pig farmer at that. How do you answer for your squire, Lord Ethan? He acted in your name.
А
And
вы
you
как
are the
ответите за поступок
lord
своих
of
людей?
this house.
We lost people too, Lord Whitehill. Your men murdered his entire family.
You lost pig farmers, not soldiers. Soldiers worth 100 of their type. Where's the fucking coward who killed my men? I know he's here. What have you done with him?
Я бы
Took
всем
care of it.
позаботился.
He received his punishment and it's done. He's gone.
What? Gone? That was my justice to deliver, boy, and you denied me of it.
Да засунь свою
I'm not
хотелку
leaving
куда подальше.
Until I have my justice. Now bring me the coward who did it, or you'll answer to Roose Bolton. What kind of fucking house is this?
A house of honourable men.
О, спасибо, мам.
Lady Forrester.
You bellow like a wounded boar, Lord Whitehill. Have you forgotten your manners?
I mean no disrespect to you, my lady, considering your losses and all. But this is not over.
It's over when my son says it is.
I've heard enough, Lord Whitehill.
Ethan is Lord of Ironrath now. By rights his word is law here. If that displeases you, then I trust you can find the door.
That lad may be lord of this house, but Lord Bolton will have the final say. I'll send him a raven letting him know a Forrester man killed one of his own, that the new Lord Forrester lied to my face and denied me my justice. Then we'll see whose word is law.
Как он приукрашает все.
You're a
Малодушный.
craven, Lord Whitehill.
Вот скотина жирная. И он тоже, еще тот.
I was wrong about your son, my lady. He stood up to him like a true lord.
You were brave, my son. But you'll need to be braver still when Ramsay Snow arrives to see you bend the knee. Prepare a raven. We need to send word to Mira in King's Landing at once. Your sister can help us. Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie Tyrell's favour. And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king
Mira
may be
Forrester.
enough to keep the Boltons at bay. If it's presented to her as it should be.
Так, давай посмотрим, что тут у нас. Сундук. Ну офигеть. Амулет.
Ethan made this for me.
О. Брошь из Хайгардена.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Elena.
Ну, хорошо. Какая-то
Asher sent me
фиг
this
знает
coin
какая
to
монетка.
remember him. What a strange place, Essos.
Если вы что-нибудь понимаете, что тут? Незаконченное письмо. Ну да, я все поняла, ага. Прочитай нам, что ли.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Ладно, сундук посмотрели. Давай еще что-нибудь посмотрим. Так, старая пыльная книга. Котелок. Стул какой-то. Давай котелок посмотрим, что там. Ну, класс. Ну, ты, конечно, дала нам посмотреть. Давай еще раз посмотрим. Покажи, что там. Ну, что там? Блин, ну не показывают. Мне интересно, что там. Давай посмотрим на старую пыльную книгу.
Wonders made by man.
Рукотворные чудеса.
A gift from Roderick.
Эх, Родрика уже нет. Извини.
I hope to see them all someday.
Угу, конечно. Увидишься, блин. С папой, с Родриком ты уже точно не увидишься. Печально, конечно, это все. Письмо от матери. Сейчас прочитаем. Давай посмотрим на окошко.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Ну, не знаю, солнечно там или нет. Ну, пойдем смотреть письмо. Прочитаем. Там ничего хорошего.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Пойдем откроем дверь. Кто же там такой? Кто там?
One
Да
moment.
иду.
Oh, sorry, milady.
Ой,
I
мальчишка.
didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Ну, чего ты хотел?
No, it's fine. Come in.
Хорошенький такой, грязный, бедняжка. Ага, потом ты всем
Begging your
расскажешь.
pardon, milady, but you all right?
Да,
If you
нормально.
don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm fine, thank you.
Of course, milady.
Не хочу я болтать с
Please hurry if you
мальчиком.
can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady.
Он, конечно, может, хороший, но все-таки он, ну, такой, я так понимаю, из
You work for Lady
прислуги
Marjorie?
тоже. Может кому-нибудь что-нибудь растрезвонить.
I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
It's widely known that I work for Lady Marjorie.
I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
Что за королева Серсия?
They appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but it was definitely an argument.
Почему ты
Why
мне
are
это
you
говоришь?
telling me this?
I heard them arguing about House Forrester and
House Forrester?
А? Блин.
I thought you'd like to know. Forgive me if I was mistaken.
Ну нет,
I
это
hope
мне
you're
было
not
бы
in any kind of
интересно.
trouble. Most people don't tend to notice a callboy. Not in King's Landing with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, milady.
Спасибо. Хороший мальчуган, но подозрительный больно. О, а какая.
Lady Marjorie,
Рыжулечка.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss. From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden.
О,
A dear
спасибо.
friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
My family wrote me, my lady.
I don't doubt they must be overcome with grief. But you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the royal sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor.
Предательница?
She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
Зачем ей это?
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort. For what, I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
Что я должна сказать?
Find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Ну, я, конечно, это не люблю,
See
но
if the
можно
Queen Regent
попробовать.
is ready to receive us. You'll be fine. I know you will. You may
Спасибо.
feel one thing, but you must say another.
Ну ладно, я постараюсь, конечно.
Good luck.
Спасибо.
You can do this.
Страшновато что-то. Ну, пойдем. Чё так народу-то много, ё-моё. Ну давай, ты побыстрее, не можешь идти? Чё такое злючее?
Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace?
Какой-то он не очень.
With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Красивая женщина. Опустим голову,
I
давай.
am honored, Your Grace.
Yet not honored enough to kneel, I see.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Yes, Your Grace. To the one true king.
The one true king. Yet she didn't say which. The girl is clever.
She only meant...
I don't care what she meant. I care what she said.
Ну, послушай,
I
что
won't
я
stand
скажу.
for impertinence from a girl of the north.
If you would give her the chance to explain...
Perhaps she can explain why the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark for centuries. A house of traitors.
They were the wardens of the north. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Ну, спасибо.
Perhaps too clever for her own good. And she would have us believe she didn't know which king she served. Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Да. Несомненно.
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father.
Кто сказал, что я
Old
его простила?
allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forrester Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house.
Да, будет плохо.
I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening.
Это точно.
Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
Хотя сейчас как мне
I
сказать
see.
что-нибудь.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
Сейчас как что-нибудь сказанет.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
Я уверена, она
I'm
сожалеет
sure
об
she
этом.
regrets it.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question. Go on.
My loyalty would
Противоречий не
never
будет.
conflict, Your Grace.
That's a coward's answer. I will not have my time wasted by a northern girl who thinks she can play games. Who do you choose?
Ну, короля,
The
походу,
king,
все-таки.
of course.
Well said.
Прости,
I was
Маргарет.
beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging.
Да иди ты.
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Ну, блин, она еще на меня обиделась. Сама просила ее успокоить.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of
Спасибо вам, лорд
Thank you, Lord
Тирион.
Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
Я
I
пыталась
was trying to
успокоить ее.
appease her.
I think that was clear to everyone. My sister and I have our differences.
Это его
She
сестра.
takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
What are you
Что вы
suggesting?
предлагаете?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester.
Ну, это точно.
Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house.
Но опасность
Are
мне
you
не
willing
нужна.
to risk that? It may be far too dangerous. In fact, forget I even suggested such a thing.
Ну, давай
I'm sorry,
попробуем.
Lord Tyrion.
Нет, я не успела.
But it's a risk I cannot afford.
I admire your discretion.
Ну, хотя, может, и хорошо,
Now,
что я
if
не
you'll
успела.
excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
Спасибо. Ну ладно, я промолчу. Все.
Just be
Не
careful.
успеваю я.
This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Фигово, я это не просвещенная. Ну, лично я. Что-то нехорошо состоялся этот разговор. Полный. Вместе с этой... со всеми.
Mira, I was worried. How was it?
Не очень.
Cersei has a way of looking at
Фу,
things that are
четко.
nothing.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But at least it's over now.
Ну да.
Lady
всё равно не
Marjorie has
очень.
spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Sir Jamie, I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his. Sir, what? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for
Ну,
wife.
положи
Put
обратно.
it back. We're just having a bit of fun.
Ну, извини, ну,
probably for
блин,
the best.
я расстроилась.
I've heard he's a bit perverse. Perhaps Lady Marjorie can make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands.
Может быть.
Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like.
Наверное, неплохо.
Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well.
Если только ради
I'd
моей
marry
семьи.
anyone if it helped my family.
Right, of course. Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
Но это все-таки
I
трудно
might even
тоже.
allow you to be my handmaiden.
Ну, спасибо.
Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well, Sarah?
I'm sorry, my
Простите,
lady.
миледи.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful.
Ну,
The
это не
Queen
всегда
was
так.
pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over.
Извините, если я вас
King's
чем-то
Landing
обидела.
can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Ну, не знаю. Нельзя
People are
угодить
not
всем.
always so easy to please. If you showed Cersei your true heart, she would stab it with a fork.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do
Ничего
appreciate
хорошего.
your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Давай попросим.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
Ну, блин, извините, я бы хотела одна поговорить.
I prefer to speak with you alone.
Прости, Сар, ну правда. Ну не обижайся. Мне тяжело.
Go on. Ask.
Моей матери нужна помощь.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
Да.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
Да.
Joffrey will not look favorably on such a request.
Я буду у вас в долгу.
I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
Не бойтесь, Серсей.
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Ну,
Thank you,
спасибо,
my lady. I will
что
send
хоть
a raven to my
постараетесь.
family at once.
Все так напряжно, это вообще такие ситуации. О, боже. Как поступить лучше? Как? Королевский тракт, Волчий лес. Давайте на этом закончим пока. И будем продолжение смотреть в следующей серии. Быть может, я в следующей серии уже закончу игру. То есть она будет очень долгая. Ну, спасибо, кто со мной. Подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. С вами была Машка. Всем пока-пока.